What if I told you that the history we've been taught is missing a chapter? A chapter so incredible, so monumental, it could change everything we think we know about our past. Across the globe, woven into the fabric of ancient civilizations, are whispers and legends of beings who weren't just tall, they were colossal. We're talking about humans standing 60 to 70 feet tall. Today, we call them giants. These aren't just isolated stories. They appear in some of the most sacred and foundational texts of humanity. In the Bible, Genesis 6:4 speaks of the Nephilim, described as mighty men who were of old. Men of renown. Who were these beings? The text suggests they were a powerful, giant-like race that walked the earth. But this isn't just a single reference. Travel to ancient Arabia, and you'll find accounts of the people of D. Islamic tradition and pre-Islamic folklore describe them as a lost tribe of giants, possessing extraordinary height and strength. They were said to have built grand cities with towering pillars, a testament to their immense power. Imagine a civilization of people so large they could move massive stones with ease. Then, let's look at ancient Greece. Before the Olympian gods like Zeus and Hera, there were the Titans. In Greek mythology, these weren't just powerful deities. They were depicted as beings of enormous size and strength who ruled the cosmos. The very word Titanic comes from their name, synonymous with immense scale. What's truly fascinating is how these descriptions, from vastly different cultures separated by thousands of miles and years, share a striking similarity. A powerful, giant race that once dominated the earth. Could these all be simple coincidences, or are they echoes of a forgotten truth? The stories don't stop with ancient myths. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, a period of exploration and discovery. Newspapers of the time were filled with sensational reports that, today, sound like science fiction. Reports of unusually large human skeletons being unearthed began to surface from all corners of the world. In North America, particularly in the Ohio River Valley, there were numerous accounts of giant skeletons found in burial mounds. Some reports claimed these skeletons were 7, 8, or even 9 feet tall, with massive jaws and double rows of teeth. While many of these claims were exaggerated or later debunked, the sheer volume of such reports is intriguing. The stories weren't confined to America. Similar discoveries were reported in the Middle East, the cradle of many of these ancient legends. And in South America, local folklore has long spoken of a race of giants who once inhabited the land, with some explorers claiming to have found evidence to support these tales. Now, it's important to be skeptical. The era was rife with hoaxes and showmen looking to make a quick buck. But some researchers believe that amidst the noise, there's a signal. They argue that some of these discoveries might have been genuine skeletons of individuals who were significantly larger than the average human, though perhaps not 70 feet tall. These real-life giants could have been the seed of inspiration for the grand legends, their size exaggerated over generations of storytelling. Still, this remains one of history's most controversial topics. Of course, modern science throws up some significant roadblocks to the idea of a 70-foot-tall human. From a purely biological and physical standpoint, it seems almost impossible. Let's break down why. First, there's the issue of bone strength. Our bones are strong, but they have their limits. The square cube law dictates that as an object's size increases, its volume and therefore its mass increases by the cube of the multiplier, while its cross-sectional area, like the strength of its bones, only increases by the square. A 70-foot human would be roughly 10 times taller than an average person. This means their weight would be about 1,000 times greater, but their bones would only be 100 times stronger. Their skeleton would likely crumble under its own weight. Then there's the heart. Pumping blood all the way up to a brain 70 feet in the air would require a heart of unimaginable size and power, generating blood pressure that would rupture any biological vessel we know of. Just standing up would be a life-threatening event, and we can't forget gravity. Every movement, every step, would be a monumental effort against the constant pull of the earth. Such a creature would be slow, clumsy, and incredibly vulnerable. Based on our current understanding of biology, a human of that scale simply couldn't survive. But here's where it gets interesting. While science presents these powerful arguments, it also acknowledges that our understanding of the past is far from complete. The human evolutionary tree still has missing branches, and there are countless ancient discoveries that remain unexplained. We are constantly finding new species and reevaluating what we thought we knew about life on Earth. Could a different atmospheric pressure or a slightly different planetary environment in the distant past have allowed for such life forms to exist? It's a long shot, but scientists are trained to never say never. So, if we entertain the idea that these giants did exist, the next logical question is, where did they go? Their disappearance is as mysterious as their existence. Several theories have been proposed, but none have been proven. One idea is climate change. A massive shift in the Earth's climate could have destroyed their food source or made their environment uninhabitable. Creatures of that size would have required an immense amount of calories to survive, and any disruption to the food chain would have been catastrophic. Another theory is natural disasters, a supervolcano eruption, a massive flood, or an asteroid impact could have wiped them out. An event like the one that killed the dinosaurs could have easily ended the reign of the giants. Perhaps the most compelling theory involves conflict. As early modern humans, Homo sapiens, began to spread across the globe, they would have inevitably come into contact with any other hominid species. We know we coexisted with Neanderthals. What if we also encountered giants? Our ancestors, though smaller, were intelligent, adaptable, and worked in groups. It's possible that a long, drawn-out conflict between us and them eventually led to their extinction. Or maybe it was simply a slow decline. Perhaps they were a species with a low birth rate that was simply outcompeted by smaller, more numerous humans over thousands of years, eventually fading into history and then into myth. So, where does that leave us? Were 70-foot-tall humans real, their bones now lost to time or hidden away from public view? Or are they merely powerful myths, born from our ancestors' awe of nature and their need to explain the world around them? Are the giant skeletons reported in old newspapers just tall tales, or a clue to a history we've been denied? The truth is, we don't know for sure, and that is what makes this so captivating. History reminds us that what we know and what we can prove is often just a tiny fraction of what once existed. The past is a vast, unexplored ocean, and we have only dipped our toes in the shallows. Perhaps the most dangerous secret in all of history, in a lie that was told, but the truth that was never written down, the chapter that was torn from our collective story. What do you think? Were giants real, or just the stuff of legends? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another exploration of history's greatest mysteries.